What's up, everybody? We are back for our second week of PD here in the month of June. I hope you like the first one. I was really thinking about this topic recently, and man, this video is not going to do justice to how important writing is. I was thinking about all the applicable areas, whether it's a training write up or your evaluations or papers or personal journaling. There's so many different styles. So we're just going to take a real small slice here today and talk about that. We're going to talk about why it's important and two types that we see a lot, but definitely not all encompassing. So why do we write? Why is it important? Well, the answer is obvious if you're taking a class and you need to compose a paper for an assignment. The deeper reason, other than course credit, is the same for voluntary or job-related writing. It allows us the ability to, one, delve into an area we're passionate about, and two, convey that idea to others, either for their enjoyment or persuasion. Beyond that, writing has been found to have near meditative effects. It strengthens imagination and cognitive skills and can provide catharsis, especially when expressing grief or anger. We can grow emotionally and socially because when done correctly, we're forced to engage and consider other and contradictory viewpoints, which can shape our thinking as we attempt to shape others. In a practical sense, good writing demonstrates conceptual mastery, intelligence, and the ability to synthesize and apply knowledge through expression. It's said that the best way to learn is to teach, and writing, in its way, is you teaching, explaining, synthesizing concepts through your words. For long form writing, we're talking about things like academic papers, articles, and the like, basically other than our abbreviated or regimented military style. In choosing what to discuss here, the material kind of fell in our laps. Colonel Pollock left us with his personal tips for compelling writing from his time at Naval Postgraduate School, and I've summarized his 7 steps thusly. Number 1, write like a boxer. Make efficient moves with a plan. In other words, move with a purpose. Don't waste effort and don't come out of the corner flailing, throwing a bunch of fancy words around with no direction. Number 2, start with a strategy, a thesis in mind. The hook is important, so have something to grab the reader. However, this is not a murder mystery. Don't be M. Night Shyamalan. A piece is not solid because of the twist, but because you've led the reader by the hand and demonstrated the rationale and reasoning behind your thesis. Remember that what is totally clear in your mind is utterly confusing to everyone else. Your skills unravel the concepts. 3, state the thesis at the beginning. Hit the reader right away. We use the bottom line up front format in military speak. Your thesis must be crisp, brief, using few words, comprehensible for others, and defensible. You need to back up your thoughts. 4, make the first punch really count. List the points that support your argument. Lead off with your second strongest piece of evidence and make it persuasive. Follow the general outline featured here on the slide. Number 5, execute by battering the reader with lucid, muscular prose. Concise writing is more effective. Use as few words as possible. Cut the fat. This prevents boredom, keeps the reader focused and engaged. No one likes their time wasted. 6, parry counter arguments, or else you'll get knocked down. This is where the critical thinking and growth really comes into play. Your readers, especially if they're a teacher, commander, or supervisor, these are the questions they'll be asking, thinking of counterpoints to your position. You need to disarm this, embrace and address counter-arguments, and show evidence as to why your opinion is superior. Lastly, finish strong, the knockout punch. Save your best piece of evidence for the end, like a lawyer making their closing arguments. For your closing paragraph, don't simply restate your points. That's a waste of time. Rather, circle back to the opening thesis and offer something more than what the reader was expecting. Synthesize your points and make them greater than the sum of their parts. Leave the reader thinking, wow, I did not think of the impact in that way. Develop the aha moment. A word from our sponsor, grammar. As well as things like spelling, punctuation, and overall appreciation for how the right words at the right time can make you appear more credible, educated, and refined. Having a mastery of language and communication is fun. The words we use originate as electrical pulses in our brain, firing synapses that are translated through our muscles for speech or writing. Another person uses their eyes or ears to pick up on stimuli and somehow receives the thought that originated in your noggin. It's crazy. And you don't need to be a thesaurus to master this talent. In the right setting, I love to utilize profanity, mix metaphors, or twist meaning and pronunciation. The important thing is getting your point across. Else, what's the point? Yet another example of something not being about you. It's about the receiver and the relationship. All right, for our military piece, decorations are highly regimented, so we will instead quickly discuss bullet writing, applicable to OPRs, EPRs, and awards. Right or wrong, our prescribed forms are limited by space, and our system has taught us to maximize that space by filling it with as much relevant information as possible. The following are concepts from Brown Bag Lessons, The Magic of Bullet Writing by retired Chief Eric Jarin and edited by retired Master Chief Don Alexander. And they're from Air University. It's a 132-page document, but we'll make it available to you if you want to get deep into this topic. Honestly, looking back, it's probably worth it as a way of taking care of yourself and others. So there are a few ways to play this outlined in the book, but I'll detail the most popular bullet format: action, impact, result. So action. The action, as stated, must clearly describe the individual's specific contribution. Without an individual's clear action, you don't have a bullet for which to credit. The action should not only describe the individual's performance, but also define the level of performance. Did the member perform a task, or was the action performed at a higher level? Ambiguous or unclear statements make it difficult to understand how much value to attribute to the overall accomplishment. Rank and position determine appropriate level of performance. For example, lower rank equals doing, higher rank equals leading, directing, managing. Impact. The impact element explains how the individual's performance influenced the next level and provides scope or influence. It also serves as a connector between the action and the result. The stronger the connection between action and result, the better the bullet. When there's a poor connection, it's difficult to attribute the result to the action. If action means what you did, then impact is why do I care? Result. The result qualifies the outcome of the individual's efforts. This becomes the measuring stick and establishes the contribution's value. Tie the result to the big picture. If the results are strategic, then it is important that the impact clearly connects to the individual's efforts. And this is how we're going to tie into a concept the author posits in this book, which is the tactical, operational, strategic concept of writing. So, tactical level. Tactical expertise in the Air Force encompasses chiefly the unit and subunit levels where individuals perform specific tasks that, in aggregate, contribute to the execution of operations at the operational level. At the operational level, the tactical skills and expertise airmen developed earlier are employed along new leadership opportunities to affect an entire theater or joint operations. Lastly, the strategic level. At this level, an airman's required competencies transition from the integration of people with missions to leading and directing exceptionally complex and multi-tiered organizations. You got all that? The use of this TOS model highlights faulty writing techniques, such as when a bullet jumps from tactical to strategic. Simply said, it's not likely for tactical level actions to affect strategic results when the actions do not clearly connect. A strong connection is necessary to receive credit. Without it, many will find zero value and score accordingly. The TOS model serves as a guide, not a rule. For an example of this, look at the bullets on the slide. In blue, the action impact result ramp up from tactical to operational to strategic. The bullet in red goes from tactical to strategic, and it seems implausible. These are some really basic concepts. I encourage you to check out the Chief's book on the topic, and there's a lot of subtlety to this discipline. As a start, whenever I'm writing bullets, I try to be blunt in stating what was accomplished. Cut the fat and the fluff, don't use lead-ins. Honestly consider the scope of responsibility and the intensity and duration of the impact and result without being overindulgent. It's a bit of an art as well as a science, which is probably why it took 132 pages to explain. Make no mistake, this is important. It's the system that we have, and if it wasn't this, it would be something else. So if you want to be competitive for awards, if you want competitive reports, if you want to really take care of your people, you need to wield words and thought processes to excel in this mental model. All right. For homework, let's write something. You don't have to turn anything in, but it would be awesome if you shared during the live session. Really simple. Make it 1 page max about any topic. Current events, a painful memory, joyous occasion. I'd really like us to explore the concept of the cathartic nature of writing and demonstrate structure as well as we described earlier. Come up with a hook, a thesis, or a statement, and then 3 points to bolster it and an impactful conclusion. Give it a shot. Thursday, we'll hang with someone who knows a thing or three about effective writing. Please note the time change for Thursday due to the STRP. We'll meet at 11 as opposed to the standard 10 o'clock. Expect the Zoom link to follow Thursday morning. So we'll get together with Major Burnham and do that thing. Thanks for watching. Please send us your feedback. We hope you enjoy these videos and that they're productive for you. So let us know if you have any thoughts. I'm going to be out on the road here tomorrow, so we'll see you guys around. Have a good night.